Welcome back. Hey guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. I'm a new YouTuber. Very new actually. Um Excuse me one second. So basically I'm new here and I'm new to YouTube. I'm new to all this stuff and especially new to podcasts like this. So if you can help me out by sending a like, a share, a subscribe, that would mean the world to me. Anyways, we're gonna dive right into this. We're getting right back into a serious topic here today. Right here, we are at the church of where a infamous murder has taken place that has yet to be solved. An infamous case because it has yet to be solved, okay? So here we go. So this is it right here. We're on Highway US Route 287. What we're going to do is we're going to try to come outside this church. The reason we're doing this is I want to see what the murderer was going through, where they were, where they're driving, where they're leaving. So that's the church right there. And this is and this is what happened, okay? At 4 a.m. There's a few links we're gonna talk to here, okay? At 4 a.m. she was murdered, okay? So the night before her murder, Bevers informed her students that the fitness class would be held inside the church due to the unfavorable weather, as opposed to the typical site at the church's parking lot. Bevers was last seen on unreleased surveillance footage entering the church at 4:18 a.m. while preparing for her upcoming fitness class that was set to start at 5 a.m. Shortly after 5 a.m., a student of Bevers' fitness class entered the church, stumbling upon Bevers' body. Emergency services were called and the crime scene investigated. So Bevers' body was found and pronounced dead shortly after the police arrived. So, okay, we know 4:18 a.m. is when she was last seen, right? We also know at the time... Let's go down here. The car, which believed to have an oval bumper sticker, pulled into the SWFA Outdoors parking lot around 2 a.m. before leaving just a few minutes later. Macmillan police are interested in speaking with the unknown owner of this vehicle. According to Assistant Chief Kevin Johnson, the owner of this vehicle is not necessarily a suspect, but wants the person to identify themselves in case they could help with the investigation. Later in December 2016, SWFA Outdoors released the full surveillance footage from the parking lot. The video shows the vehicle of interest entering the parking lot the same early morning as the murder, with the driver behaving in a bizarre manner. Okay, one sec. Later in December 2016, the SWFA Outdoors released the full surveillance footage from the parking lot. The video shows the vehicle of interest entering the parking lot the same early morning as the murder. So it is the same early morning. Okay, so I'm trying to gather my brain because this is getting interesting, guys. This is like literally like I got myself like I'm getting my movie popcorn here. Like I'm literally invested. Okay, so check this out. The car, which police believe has an oval bumper sticker, pulled into the parking lot at 2 a.m. The murder happened at um 4:18. She was possibly dead. So that's 2 hours. All right, listen. If you're committing a murder, right, and it's your first time committing a murder, you got a lot of stuff going through your mind. You got to think, am I getting away with this or this and that? I believe if he or she, whoever committed this murder, let me tell you this. I believe that there's a possibility that they were in that parking lot, in this parking lot at 2 a.m. That's possible because all right, let's go here. This is the church, right? This is the church here. Okay. So when they leave the crime scene, okay. So it's just so you guys get an idea of literally where they were. So this is it, right? They must have parked somewhere around here. They parked that well, we can't say for sure, but if it wasn't a Nissan Altima, whatever vehicle they were driving to get here, they parked it here. Okay. And they parked it around here. Most likely, probably up front, probably the first few parking spaces. I would presume, right? Because you wanna leave the scene quickly. So I'm gonna assume you're parking up front, right? Anyways, so they came into the church. We're gonna say they came in right here. They go in, right? They're walking around. They're walking around the church. One of the footage, they're walking around the church. Okay. Now they come back out, and when they're leaving now, they committed their murder. Okay, they have to leave, right? They're like, I'm not staying here. I committed this murder. I need to get far away from here as possible. I don't want to be here no more. So the only way out is literally this one direction connected to the highway. There is only one way out of that church, literally. Like, I mean, there is literally one way out of that church unless you're on foot. If you're on foot, you could go. I mean, I don't think the person lived near here. I mean, obviously the murderer probably was a local, but I don't think the person was local enough to the point they lived like right here. I don't think they lived literally next to the church. I don't presume. So there's no way they went on foot when they left that scene. Plus, if it's 4:18 a.m. and it's then 5 a.m., they just, it's Texas, man. They're not on foot. So yeah, so it's the Nissan Altima is we're going here, right? And it's 8 minutes away. 8 minutes away is where that parking lot is. It's an 8 minute drive to the parking lot in which it took place. This incident right here. 8 minutes away. 8 minutes away is where that outdoor store is. SWFA Outdoors released the full surveillance footage from the parking lot. The video shows the vehicle of interest entering the parking lot the same early morning as the murder, with the driver behaving in a bizarre manner. And the reason why we think it was the 2010-2012 Nissan Altima, guys, the reason why I think there's a possibility, oops, sorry about that again. The reason why I think there's a possibility that the 2010-2012 Altima was involved is because if you look here, the highway that they took when leaving was Highway 287, which is the same highway that's in connection. So look, literally in this murder, everything comes together. That footage from that store outdoors is 8 minutes away from the church, which means like literally, like who's up at 2 a.m., bro? Like unless they're committing a murder. I mean, a lot of people, but you know what I mean, man. It just someone was out at 2 a.m. in that car. So that's a 2012 to 2000. It's a 2010 to 2012 Nissan Altima. So my question, guys, if anyone lives in this local area and has any information and has lived there for a long time, who sold or bought a Nissan Altima 2010 2012 within the time frame of April? Here, one sec. April 18, 2016. She was age 45. So in April 18, 2016 to, let's say, we're going to say 2018 or 19. We need to find out who's buying Nissan Altimas, bro. All right. Now we're gonna watch the extended footage of what happened. That's what we're about to do. We're gonna watch the extended footage, and we're gonna see exactly what we think happened that night and what's going through this person's mind. So we're gonna discuss that right here. 1 second though. I want to bring up chat just in case. So if you guys have anything to say or anything to add, if you have any questions or you want me to answer a question, feel free to leave a question in the stream and I'll answer your questions about this case the best that I can. Or if you have a question and you want me to look it up real quick, I'm going to look it up on the stream. So just leave a question down below if you got any questions about this case, or you just have a comment, leave it down below and I'll respond to your comments and we'll engage together and try to see what we think about this case. So alright, now that that's been said, let's start. Real quick, I'm going to shout out this channel actually. So this channel is Fort Worth Star Telegram. This video is from 7 years ago. This is from the police department. We're going to go through the comments too and everything afterwards. So here, restart. I don't think there's much audio, but just in case, I'm gonna mute myself real quick. Oh my god, guys, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of shivering a bit. That was a little kind of spooky. Um, okay, so anyone with information, as you can see, is to... let's go back a second. They have a tip line, 972-775-7624. So, if you have any information, please call this number. Alright, so, yeah, now we're gonna go through back over this video, because I needed to watch that and, like, kind of, like, take it in. And, now we're gonna rewatch this video, and we're gonna talk about it as it goes through, because there doesn't seem to be much audio anyways. So, here, we're gonna do that now, 1 second. Let me just get myself coordinated. Oh, almost twisted my ankle there, jeez. Okay, so, yeah, here we go. Make sure everything's working, cool. Alright, look at this. So they look like they're going through the doors, okay? That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing, here, let's put this in full screen so you guys can get an enjoyable approach to this. And then I'll show the YouTube channel that, that uploaded this right after. I will click it and we will we'll check it out so that we're giving creds. So look at they're opening the door. And it looks like they're looking at stuff. I don't know what's in there. They have a hammer. I don't know. For me, the way they're walking, the way they're looking, I'm just thinking in my head, they have an objective. They're there for something. You know what I mean? Like that's what I believe. That's honestly what I believe. And look at what are they doing there? Are they trying to open that door? Is it locked? Are they trying to open it? Did they just try to open it and it didn't open? Did they just use a tool? I can't tell by the quality. That's how bad this quality is. I don't like when cameras have... See, there's some in the right hand. And they're like twisting, trying to open, right? Yeah, and then look at it. Then it looks like there's something in both hands. Like an object in each hand. Like two different objects or something. I could be wrong, but what I'm... Yeah, see, there's some tool. I don't know. It looks like they're trying to, And then what are they doing over there? They're like, oh, can't get through there, so maybe they're in a different door? And look at, they look like they opened this, like they're just like, huh. What's in there? Because they opened that. I think they that was a doorway. I'm not gonna lie. I think they just thought that was a doorway they could get through. Cause look at they walk in a little bit. They're like, what's in there? I don't think they were trying to steal anything. Don't quote me on that, but I don't think so. And look, they go to another room. They're walking. They're casual. And then what? They go in that hall. And then they open that door. Is that a smartphone in their hand? Wait, I don't think so, but what was that object? Oh, it looked longer. That was like a rectangle box, right? You saw that? What's that rectangle box in their hand? I want to know what that is. If any of my viewers see that and can distinguish what that is, let me know. I feel like that's important. And then what was that was the last clip? What was that last clip showing? What were they aiming at? So is something on the right? Is there another doorway that we can't see? Cause see, they walk in that corner and then it ends. So like, kind of weird. I feel like we just gotta watch it another time just in case, cause I don't. It's important, you know. What else do we have? What I really need to do, unfortunately, is I don't have the money, but maybe if I get big enough, honestly, I would if I had the money and let's just say let's say I was big enough, right, and I had this income, I would definitely go to Texas. I would take a trip to Texas and I would do some videoing. I would do some camera work, and I would go to this church and I would check it out for my viewers, and we would do a video of the actual of being at the church and really going into this. So I will do that someday if I have the money and the capability of getting the viewers. So if I get enough viewers, I will be doing some crazy journalism. Like, I mean, I will be traveling to states, and I will put in some work for our video content. So like, I mean, I'm gonna go to these local areas. I'll question people in the area. I'll go to house if I have to. We'll do some crazy journalism, guys, and find out some cool stuff. So if you guys can just like, comment, subscribe on my channel, you're helping me get there, so that I can do the journalism I would like to do. So thank you, guys. And in a way, by subscribing or liking my content, you're basically helping me help make a difference. In a way, you're making a difference by subscribing to me, because you're helping me make a difference, because I'm trying to make a difference. And by you guys giving me the subscribers and viewers I need to get the money I need to go out and ask questions to these people and find out information about these cases, you'll be helping me do that, and thus helping me find justice. So you guys could be a part of this awesome journey just by liking and commenting on my channel. So please check out my channel, subscribe, tell your friends. Thank you. So we're just gonna watch this one more time. Again, I really wish I could go to this church and see out the layout and just see what this murderer was dealing with and what they could have been going through. I feel like if I was really there at this church and able to see what these things are, like that double door thing and stuff like that, maybe then I could see what maybe I would have thought if I was them, and I was in this situation. So that's kind of what I want to do, but I can't do that right now. So unfortunately, so like, let's see this. The reactions kind of, I don't think they were that surprised, but who am I to know? And they're walking too calmly, way too calmly, like someone trying to commit a murder. And if again, as we know, Miss Bevers, she said that, she told people a day before that she was gonna be at this church at this time. So I mean, it's not like if someone was gonna rob this place and they knew someone was gonna be here, why would they want to rob this place? Like, they're too calm for a robbery. This is just not a robbery, It's just not. I don't believe that whatsoever. But yeah, it's my opinion. Um, so we're just watching it this one last time for you guys, especially if you guys just popping in. Yeah, I mean, she kind of looked up, like she's like, huh, like, or he looked up, huh, but, but I don't know. I do have one thought, which is, I think, what if this was a love killing? What if the person who murdered this woman loved the husband of the woman? Like, is that a possibility? Because the one thing I notice about murders, like, um, like when you like, hear me out on this, but when you murder someone, right? I feel like, so let's say you hate somebody, right? Like, all right, there's two types of murders. There's like a murder which is non-emotional, which is kind of like well, not, let's not say non-emotional, because emotions are involved. But there's like, all right, there's a murder which is like, oh, you kill someone because of a situation you're in. You're like, you have a beef, you kill them, okay, whatever. But then you kill someone because, let's say, oh, you slept with my wife. Let's say you married someone for 20 years and then someone sleeps with your wife, and then that guy's like, you're super mad because you did that and you murder. That's like, I feel like when you murder someone because of something like that, like when, like for example, that you're thinking personal grudges. You're thinking, oh, I really like, this is an emotional, personal murder, so I need to do this up close. I want you to know it was me type. Like, I'm not, like, I know the outfit says they didn't want you to know it was them, but maybe, like, basically what I mean is when you murder someone, and if it was a love murder, like, see how they had a hammer, they had all this, like, if they did murder them with that hammer and etc., it's kind of like, they definitely might have had a personal grudge against this person. There might have been a personal beef for this reason. Like, there might have been a real personal reason. It's more than just, oh, it's just a random killing. I don't think this was a random killing. I think that someone locally knows what happened, and I think it's possible to still, to this day, I think it's possible to find out what happened, and that's why I'm covering this. I'm covering this because I think we can find out who did this, okay? And that's what I'm here for. I'm here to find out who did this and why. So this is, we're gonna finish this here. But see, there is like a, what's that whack? What are they whacking at right there? What are they swinging at, dude, right there, right? Am I just now noticing? Like, what do you guys think? You guys are showing up here. What do you think that swing is? They're just kind of like swing, swing. Wait, are they breaking a hole? Look at the cement on the ground. Look at right there on the floor. Look at, it's all breaking a hole. They broke a hole in the wall. Dude, do you think they broke a hole into where she was and then that's like what was like what did they what is he or she breaking right here? What's this about? Look on the corner. Look at something's being smashed and look. And then they walk totally in that area that they just started breaking open. Look, that's weird. That is really weird. Look. They're swinging their arm. They're swinging their arm. Then look, there's damage here, and then on the floor, the crumbs from the wall, right? And then they're just look at they're really breaking in, and then boom, they just walk through. They just walk through, right? Right, and that's a hallway. Look at the. So I don't know the schematics of this building, but I don't think there's a door right there because they're breaking and causing I don't. Again, if you're committing a robbery, you want something to steal, right? So why are you wasting time committing damage? And they don't care that there's cameras. I think they know there's cameras because they have gear on. That's weird. Well, the shoes. What do we think about those shoes? Are those tactical shoes? Let's go back. Are these tactical shoes? Or those just black sneakers or black boots? I can't tell by the quality. I know that the chest looks buffed out a little bit. That's what makes me think it could be a female. Like, does she have breasts? Is that just me, or does it look like there's like a belly part or like a bump, right? Am I wrong? Like there's a bump? Or is that part of the gear? Is it a female? I think, yo, look. I feel like there's a pop. I could be wrong, but I feel like it might be a female. Wait, what's that top of the head? Is that like the part of the helmet? Is that like a helmet? Is that a helmet? Like I can't fully tell. But all right, we kind of got the idea of the footage, so real quick, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another playthrough of this footage for anyone popping in. I'm gonna rewind, do one more silent playthrough of this, then I'm gonna click this channel. We're gonna check out who made this content, or not who made it, but who uploaded it, just so I can give them credit. And then we're gonna start looking up police uniforms and seeing who can buy a police uniform, because I think that is important to know. Who like whoever committed this crime had this uniform on. So I want to know where this uniform came from, where they got it. Was it from a friend? Did they get it from a family member who was in police? Are they a police officer who committed this crime, or was this a Halloween costume, or what? Like I want to know. I feel like we need to know where this costume came from, and I think that could help a lot with the case, is finding out where this costume came from. So if we could find out the purchase of this costume or anything like that, it would help a lot. And how many people in this town, which we know this town is Midlothian, Texas, right? So there's an estimated 18,037 people there, right? So that's around 20K. There's around 20,000 people. How many of those 20,000 people own police gear? I know. So this is Texas, so there might be a few, but yeah, how many people in that 20,000 amount of people? How many of them have owned some kind of police gear that could be connected to this, right? So I feel like that's important. I feel like I'm not sure if the police are looking into that, but that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna look into that and see where they could have possibly have obtained this type of gear. So yeah, we're gonna do that in a minute. So first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this quietly for 2 minutes and 10 seconds because it gives me a second to catch up and drink water, stuff like that, while you watch this and analyze it real quick. So yeah, here, watch this real quick, and I'll be right back. 1 second. Yeah, so this is interesting stuff, man. Gotta stretch those legs. All right, so we're gonna check out where we can buy police gear, okay?
Video of a
Actually, wait, real quick, let's watch that.
You know when you go to post a picture on Instagram stories,
I think this is important.
video of a suspicious car on the morning.
This is from Fox 4 Dallas, Fort Worth. Oh, wait, here, real quick. I need to give credit still, don't I? Here, 1 sec.
You know when you go to post a picture on Instagram stories,
So it's the channel I got my, this video, I was watching this video from, so you guys can check them out. Fort Worth Star Telegram. Whatever, dash telegram.com. Check out their content if you'd like. Give them a subscribe if you want to find a lot of those videos and stuff that's interesting like that. Give them a subscribe, man. All right. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do exactly what we're doing was watching that video. So let me find that. Whoops. We're in trouble here.
My life.
What's that, guys?
you know when you go to post a
video. Where'd it go? Here we go. All right. 1 sec.
Morning, a mother and fitness trainer was murdered inside a Midlothian church.
All right, 1 sec, guys. Let me mute real quick so you guys can watch this. All right. So again, this is from Fox 4 Dallas, Fort Worth. You check them out. You can subscribe to them too. Fox 4 Dallas, Fort Worth. Okay. Here we go.
Could it provide the answer that has become really a national murder mystery? Hi, and good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Eager, first on Fox 4 News at 5:30 tonight. Police would like to talk to the driver of that car about the murder of Missy Bevers. She was beaten to death last April at the church as she got ready to...
See, I don't think they ever talked to the driver. Let's check comments real quick.
WFA posted the car video came to light after SWFA posted it on YouTube.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they ever talked to the driver. No one said anything about that. Here, 1 sec. Let's go back.
Video of a suspicious car on the...
That's crazy. Yeah, no one said anything about it, man. Whoever this driver is, they never came forward. So it's making them look really guilty. This might be the killer right here. Here, let's watch. Let's watch. This could be the killer we're watching.
Morning, a mother and fitness trainer was murdered inside a Midlothian church. Could it provide the answer that has become really a national murder mystery? Hi, and good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Eager, first on Fox 4 News at 5:30 tonight. Police would like to talk to the driver of that car about the murder of Missy Bevers. She was beaten to death last April at the church as she got ready to teach a workout class inside. Police released images of a car they wanted to know more about, but now this surveillance video has surfaced. Fox 4's Natalie Solis at Midlothian Police Headquarters with the story. Natalie.
Well, Steve, Missy Bevers was murdered nearly 9 months ago, and now what people are talking about is that surveillance video from a nearby gun store, and it shows a vehicle clearly out of place.
This is the surveillance video from SW.
All right, guys, I want you to watch closely because this is the Nissan 2010-2012 Altima we're seeing here. So another thing we wanna make clear is who could have sold or bought a Nissan Altima within that time span of April. Here, 1 sec. April 18th, 2016, right? So this is the wrong wiki. 1 sec. Never mind. But you get. It's just this is crazy. Here, 1 sec. Let's get back to it.
WFA outdoors near Creekside Church of Christ in Midlothian from April 18th, a couple of hours before Missy Bevers' murder. A silver Nissan Altima slowly circled.
Okay, so it was a silver Nissan Altima. A silver. So that's it right there. And it's the only thing in the parking lot. And remind you, this was at the time of, if you didn't know what time this is at 2 a.m. This is around 2 a.m. And the murder took place where Missy Bevers was last seen on surveillance footage at 4, I think it was 4:12 or 4, like 16, 4:12, 4, basically like 4 something. And then she was found by somebody at 5 a.m. So yeah, this is like 2 hours before the murder took place, basically.
circling the parking lot. At one point, the driver cuts off the lights and turns them back on. The vehicle caught in multiple angles by the store's cameras. Police say this is the same vehicle seen in a surveillance photo released in May. They say they chose to only release the photo instead of the video because the photo contained what appeared to be a distinctive emblem or sticker on the back bumper. Police say they have yet to ID the car or its driver, but do not think it's tied to Bevers' murder.
We need closure.
Missy's husband, Brandon Bevers, is declining interviews, but did talk to Fox 4 when the photo was initially released.
I've pretty much exhausted every scenario and every avenue that I can think of who could have done this.
This is a murder mystery that has attracted
So shit, that's the husband. So let me know what you guys think. What do you guys think of him real quick? Like, do you think he seems genuine? Like, look at his facial expressions. Do you think this is the man involved in a murder? I need you guys to look at him slowly. Here, I'm actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna really analyze this because we're super scientists here, and we're gonna play back the speed. This is kind of clever. I don't know anyone that's done this. I don't even think I've ever thought about doing this. But we're gonna turn down the speed, right? And we're gonna watch his actual, like, how he talks, how his eyes move, and see if we believe he could be lying or telling the truth, okay? That's what we're gonna do right here. So let's watch this in slow motion and see what happens.
to Bevers' murder. Missy's husband, Brandon Bevers, is declining interviews, but did talk.
Wait, look at how he blinked. Look at how he blinked. Look. Look at how he blinked.
Declining interviews.
Look at his eyes. Now look at that blink, that heavy blink.
Did
Isn't that usually, don't people do that when they're lying? Don't they do that when they're lying? Middle of talking, look how he looks away. See how he doesn't have eye contact, and then see how he rolls his eye? He's actually not even looking face to face. Look, he's not looking face to face. You know how they tell you in interviews, like if you're doing a documentary or something, they always tell you don't look at the camera, look at the person talking. And so this guy probably they probably would have told him, like, listen, hey, you're gonna look at me while we're talking. Notice how a lot of times when he starts talking about the subject, he's not willing to look at him. He's looking. I'm not saying that someone that's guilty, but look at this. Look at it in slow motion how we're getting more analytical with the movements. Because usually when you're honest, when you're having an honest conversation with somebody, you're able to face them directly and look them eye to eye. But look at this.
Oh,
He's looking away while he talks. Look at. The whole time he's having a whole discussion with this guy, he's looking away. So this guy's looking right at him, look at face to him. And this guy, he's looking this way. He's looking totally diagonal. He ain't even looking at him. That's sus. That's sus to me. I'm not... And I just want to know, does he have a new woman? Like that, because I wonder if that could be the person. You know, I'm not saying that's the case, but this is just questions.
Been Brandon Bevers.
Look, he looks away. He's looking away. He's looking away. He's not even looking. He's not even looking. Look, he's blinking. He's blinking heavy. He's looking away. He's not looking whatsoever at him. I'm serious. I'm really serious right now. Like, what do you guys think, though? Like, isn't that kind of suspicious?
Talk to Fox 4 when...
Like, look at that. Is that just me? Look at he's blinking. Look at that kind of grin. Doesn't he kind of look like he's grinning? And look, he kind of looks away. And now he's looking. Looks like now he's looking. Now he's looking at him. Look, he rolls his eyes again. Look, he's looking away. Look, and then he rolls back over. His eyes are rolling a lot. Notice how he's not able to keep an eye on him. He's not. Every time he's talking. I pretty much look at that kind of. Is it just me? Is that kind of like a lying like? Look at his eyes. You kind of like look at them. Are they genuine? Do those eyes see pain, or is it see cover up? Is that pain or cover up, guys? I don't know. I don't know. That's just my thought, but again, I don't know who's guilty or not. And they have a cover story. They have an alibi, but I don't know how heavy hitting that alibi is with the details about why the cops believe that alibi, what the facts were. But here, let's bring it up real quick. All right. Killing of Missy Bevers, right? So let's go down here. So it says on the wiki that they had an alibi. Let me find where it says that. One sec, guys. I'm just looking for the alibi. Please check the surveillance camera. Investigators first believed the suspect to be a male, however, police later changed their position, stating that although the suspect's gait appears to be feminine, the suspect's gender is not known for sure. One sec, guys. I'm trying to find. There's also a situation where police also believe that Bevers might have conversed with their murderer preceding the crime. Law enforcement was able to track down a person of interest who spoke with Bevers over LinkedIn during Bevers' last months, but the person stated that the conversation was ultimately flirtatious, and innocent. Here it is. Bevers' relatives were questioned during the investigation. The alibis of Brandon, who is Missy's husband, that's who we were just looking at right there. We were looking at, we're not him. This is him. This is Brandon. This is Brandon. Um, the alibis of Brandon, who is Missy's husband, and Randy, who is Missy's father-in-law. So that would be Brandon and Brandon's father. So that would be him and his father. And Randy, who is Missy's father-in-law, were confirmed. Brandon was in Mississippi fishing, while Randy was in California traveling. Suspicions were aroused when a published search warrant reported Randy 4 days after the murder, bringing to a dry cleaner a bloody shirt. Randy later explained the blood as dog blood spilled by two dogs fighting. Midlothian police performed a forensic analysis on the shirt, confirmed the absence of human blood and the presence of dog blood. That's interesting, but if the blood's clean, the blood's clean, so that had nothing to do with it. But my thing is, the alibis of Brandon, who is Missy's husband, and Randy, who is Missy's father-in-law, were confirmed. Brandon was in Mississippi fishing, while Randy was in California traveling. Where is the source on that? Like, where's the... Do we have any public released information? Let's look this. The killer slowly walks through the halls of Creekside Church of Christ in Midlothian. The figure is wearing police tactical gear, and his home appears to be some sort of hammer. It's just after 4 a.m. and the church is empty, allowing the intruder to walk through the... Alright, um... I'm just reading, but it's all saying the same stuff, nothing worth saying out loud. Nearly a year has passed, and police investigators seem no closer to finding the killer. Hunting and fit. He was parked outside a SWFA Outdoors, which we know, hunting and fishing store. They wanted to speak to the driver, but they never. A legion of investigators unmasked have been probing the case via Facebook groups dedicated to solving Bevers' murder. Case Crackers. Who killed Miss Bevers? Missy Bevers. Justice for Missy Bevers. Let's catch Missy. The group's memberships range from 50 to 1,100 citizen investigators who are dissecting the case nearly every day. That's crazy. Their theories swirl. Um. Alright, here, this is interesting. Brandon Bevers and his father, Randy, walk out of the Midlothian Police Department to face TV news camera crews. Nearly 2 weeks have passed since the murder of Bevers' wife at the Creekside Church of Christ, yet somehow he remains calm as he speaks to reporters who have been stalking him for quotes. Wearing casual shorts, short-sleeved collared shirts, ball caps, and dark sunglasses, father and son look like a couple of guys preparing for a day at a lake. Um, Alright, here, let's look into this a little more, since I did say I thought it was kind of sketchy how he's reacting. So we're going to actually read up on this. This is from the Dallas Observer. Okay, here, one sec, let me get comfy. It's getting crazy, guys. This is getting pretty crazy. Alright, one sec, let me zoom in a little more for you guys. Okay, so Brandon Bevers and his father, Randy, walk out of the Midlothian Police Department to face TV news and camera crews. Alright, nearly 2 weeks have passed since the murder of Bevers' wife at the Creekside Church of Christ, yet somehow he remains calm as he speaks to reporters who have been stalking him for quotes. Wearing casual shorts, short-sleeved collared shirts, ball caps, and dark sunglasses. Dude, it's kind of funny. Father and son look like a couple of guys preparing for a day at a lake, literally, or they look like they're about to go golfing or something by the description of that. They kind of don't look like they're dressed to be, I don't know. I just feel like if I committed a murder, I mean, not if I committed a murder. If I didn't commit a murder, but I was going to speak to the police, I'm not saying I wouldn't dress casually because, like, that's what I have for clothes. But, I mean, usually people dress up nice, you know? Like, I feel like when you're, like, am I wrong? I don't know. Maybe I am. But, alright, so let's move on. Police investigators claim neither Bevers nor his father is suspected of killing Missy. Their alibis check out. The father was traveling in California and the son was fishing in Mississippi when the murder occurred in the early mornings hour of April 18, 2016. But that didn't stop web sleuths from sharing photos of Bevers' father posing at a golf course with a still surveillance image of the killer strolling through the halls of the Creekside Church of Christ. Yeah, let's look what conspiracy theorists do all the time. They always put like an image next to an image and like, ooh, this is facts. But yeah, no, I get it. They're both about the same height, same stocky build, and web sleuths pointed out that the elder Bevers' right leg and foot appear to have an outward pronation, and I think that's how you say that, pronation. And the father-in-law's Facebook post, he likes to show his legs and feet. There is a scar on his right leg, which could be indicative of previous surgery causing the abnormal gait, similar to the killer's. Interesting, yo. And what I want to know is, how did their alibis check out? Let's look at what's the full-on fact of their alibis. Like, I want the police to explain that to us publicly. Like, what? Like, why did their alibis check out? Alright, anyways, on the day of the news conference, Midlothian police filed a search warrant for a bloody shirt that the elder Bevers had dropped off at a dry cleaner earlier that morning, and they figured they had better give the news media an explanation before speculation of his father's guilt ran even hotter. And then we already found out that they did a forensic test and it was dog blood. At the interview in front of the Midlothian Police Department, Bevers' father does his best to explain the bloody shirt to reporters who seem skeptical. The relatives got two dogs, the Chihuahua and the big dog, got into a fight. The big dog got the Chihuahua around the throat. I healed him. Okay. What the fudge, bro? Yo. The relatives got two dogs. The Chihuahua and the big dog got into a fight. The big dog got the Chihuahua around the throat, okay? And when I got the big dog off of it, the Chihuahua was laying on the ground bleeding, he said. I headed to the animal clinic to see if we could save it. It didn't make it. So carrying the dog from the house to the veterinary clinic, it was bloody. The reason we're here today is because I wasn't really sure if the Midlothian PD were going to elaborate on the story, his son interjects. I wanted to make sure we get over and put this fire out pretty quick. Why does it have to be considered a fire? Like, that's weird quote. Like, dude, is it just me, or is that weird stuff to say to a reporter? Like, wouldn't you just be like, oh, yo, like, I didn't do that, bro. Like, I didn't do that. Like, I miss my wife. I'm sad. Like, I want to find the killer. Wouldn't you be like, I'm here because I want to find the killer? This guy straight up like, I'm here because there's a fire and you guys are blaming me and I need to push it all off me. Like, even if you were being blamed because of conspiracy theorists or something, if you didn't do it, would you really be worried about your guilt? Wouldn't you just be like, I'm gonna find who did it, right? Not being this guy like, oh, I gotta put out this fire. Like, I don't know, man. That's weird. So, we see some flames going on here, so let's put it out, his father adds. The Bevers family have been putting out fires for some time now. Like, what? Um, Missy's sister-in-law, Christy Stout, write a post in the Murder of Terry Missy Bevers Facebook group. Okay. All you Facebook detectives out there, I'm sure haven't checked with the American Airlines to verify they were on the plane headed there. Nor did any of you check with the phone companies to see that RB and VB's phones were actually pinging in the San Diego area at the time of the murder. After all, that's why we have the FBI and Ellie who confirmed that already, because the armchair detectives don't have the ability. Not only that, but FBI drove to Biloxi, Mississippi to confirm with others on the fishing trip that BB was in fact there at the time of the murder, as well as verify pings from cell phone towers that he was there. For those of you who say BB hired someone to do this, again, FBI thoroughly watched and studied his accounts and have seen no large money being moved around. BB has been bugged by FBI, grilled like you would never fathom the story change. If I could sit down and run with the marker board and show you what we've learned about this case and how much work people have been involved. Brandon Bevers has young children whom the family has warned against reading about the case. We told him to stay off Facebook, Randy Bevers says. Social media is a dangerous place to be. But why would you tell people not to have questions? Why would you tell your kids they're not allowed to question a murder? Some within the online forum saw people going too far within the days of the murder. It was awful in the beginning for Brandon, his parents, and his stepmother. Boundaries were crossed for sure. Speculation isn't just limited to Missy Bevers' family. One of her co-workers at Camp Gladiator found himself part of a jealous wife theory. Thought he was involved because his wife had a short, heavy build and a broken foot. He posted on Facebook, "It's trash day. When my wife left the house to take the kids to school, my neighbor saw a person get out of their parked car and take out bags of trash, throw it in the car, and drive off." What? Um, I'm just seeing if anything's interesting reading. Alright, this has to do with Camp Gladiator. How long is this? Man, it's the story time, huh? Alright, I guess we're doing this. So April, we're just gonna say April because I don't know how to say her full last name. Doesn't have much time to look at social media, so this is her here. This is April. Hi, April. April doesn't have much time to look at social media on her phone. Standing behind the counter on this Friday morning in the late January 2017, her stepfather, the store manager, will get mad at her if he catches her on the phone. She's been working for a few months at her stepfather's gas station on the outskirts of Midlothian, just down the road from the Creekside Church of Christ, where Missy Bevers was killed nearly a year ago. Dyed red hair pulled up. April looks dressed to work out, wearing black stretch pants, athletic running shoes, and a gray sweater. But the 36-year-old single mother of 2 young boys hasn't been to an exercise class since she attended a few Camp Gladiator classes in the late April 2015. She probably wouldn't have attended then if she hadn't entered a drawing for a free Camp Gladiator exercise session at Ellis County Barbecue. Missy Bevers called to tell her she'd won and encouraged her to attend. So she had won. So I guess April here had won a free class with Missy Bevers. So this right here, she won a class. This woman right here. So Missy Bevers called to tell her she'd won and encouraged her to attend. I never win anything, April says. I had a hard time losing weight from my first son and then my youngest son. Their father was very overweight. He was a big individual, and I was trying to set a better example for my boys. Alright, so let's check it out. She attended 4 sessions out of the 5-week exercise course. Classes were held early in the morning in the parking lot at the Midlothian campus of Navarro College. A trainer would show you what to do, she says, then show you, okay, this is many times until the song ends. It was hard. A lot of them I wouldn't do. Alright, let's check it out. April quit attending the Camp Gladiator exercise sessions because she says her mother could no longer watch her sons. She stayed long enough to pose with Bevers and the rest of the Camp Gladiator crew for a photo April later uploaded to Facebook. It was a picture that would lead social media deeper into her life after Bevers' death. It became this huge ordeal, she says. So let me read that one more time. April quit attending the Camp Gladiator exercise sessions because she says her mother could no longer watch her sons. She stayed long enough to pose with Bevers and the rest of the Camp Gladiator crew for a photo April later uploaded to Facebook. It was a picture that would lead social media deeper into her life after Bevers' death. So because she posted a photo with because April here, she all getting the story. April here posted a photo with Bevers, and it got everyone's attention basically after her death. So that's basically that. It became this huge ordeal, April said. They pegged her as the possible killer, the one dressed in the makeshift SWAT gear. They found April among Bevers' friends list, discovered the Camp Gladiator photo and the photo of her bruised and swollen left foot she injured on the job a few months earlier? Whoa. And during the time of the issue, there was an injury, right? Yeah, so, okay. They discussed her stint in jail for a bad check, her aborted military career. Whoa. They discussed her stint in jail for a bad check, her aborted military career. She left even before basic training, and her Pinterest page. They discussed her Pinterest page, too. Okay. So she had a Pinterest page. Her political views became a talking point because she saved pins related to the Three Percenters, a self-described patriot movement that pledges resistance against the federal government to protect the Constitution. Okay, usually people that are into that kind of stuff probably would have police gear. 3% of the population during the war for independence against England is what stood up and fought for freedom from oppression, April says. Wait, so this is what April said. Quote, April said, 3% of the population during the war for independence against England is what stood up and fought for freedom from oppression, April said. April also said, now conservatives, mostly Republicans, are that 3%. Christians, military, law enforcement, and the like pushing for change in our country. She talks about Christians. and she went to a church, and I mean, I didn't say it. Shit, she maybe that's not her, but someone went to a church, and this person is talking about Christians, right? Um, so claimed. So we do have a few. We do have a few people where we got into the cycle now. So we have accusations against him, right? This is him crying. Um, and then we got, it says it's him right here though. It's a full him, right? This is him. He's accused. He's been accused. But he has an alibi. He has an alibi. This guy somehow has an alibi. Um, and then we got April up here. All right. So she's accused too. So this is another person who's accused of the slaying of Missy Bevers. All right, let's go down. Let's find where we were. Whoa. Okay, this is getting crazy. Check it. This is about to get crazy. They claimed April got insurance on a Nissan Altima similar in make and model to the one appearing in the outdoor stores surveillance video a couple of hours before Bever's murder. They even took pictures of the Altima parked in front of April's duplex and at the preschool daycare on her son's graduation day. I mean, showing up to someone's graduation day if they're innocent is pretty fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. If they stalked this woman and she's innocent, that's sad. But okay, April claims it is her mother's car and a 2013 model. We would be a division of communist Russia before my mother ever allowed me to drive it. What? We would be a division of communist Russia before my mother ever allowed me to drive it, she says. Regardless of the situation, that just won't happen. We would be a division of communist Russia before my mother ever allowed me to drive it. So she's saying there's no way she took the Nissan Altima because she wouldn't be allowed to drive it. But the thing that gets me what's more interesting is that's kind of a lame excuse. Like, oh, my mom wouldn't let me drive it. Like, if this happened at 2 a.m. because remind you the footage of this car is at 2 a.m. Wouldn't her mother be sleeping? Like realistically, like I've actually seen like when I was a kid, I've seen kids steal cars and stuff, their parents' car when they're sleeping. Like I'm just saying that I know for a fact if a 16-year-old can steal their mom's car when they're sleeping and bring it back home before they wake up, then I know for a fact a grown woman can do that same thing. So I'm just saying, and like these are extremist comments. Like I'm not saying you're an extremist by making these comments, but you seemingly kind of seem like a you know what I mean? You seem like I'm not. It doesn't make you an extremist to say like statements like this necessarily, but I'm just saying when you talk like this, it leans towards like okay, this is kind of like you have to be that much of it. Like we would be a division of communist Russia. Like okay, dude. Like do you have to really talk like that? but yeah, I don't know. That just seems kind of extreme. Like, I mean, murder is extreme. So if she's talking like that, could she have murdered him? I'm just saying, maybe. Um, April sought help from the Midlothian police. Instead, she was again. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. So if you guys comment and want to teach me how to pronounce this, feel free. I don't know how to pronounce this, but Midlothian police. Instead, she was asked to come to the station. We need to talk to you. She recalls the detective saying, "We got a lot of phone calls, a lot of messages about you." So she met with the detective in May 2016 with her sick child in tow because she says she had no one to watch him. At 3 months pregnant with her daughter, she also suffered from Chiari malformation, which affects her balance sometimes. Whoa! Whoa, yo! What? She met with a detective in May 2016 with her sick child in tow because she says she had no one to watch him. At 3 months pregnant with her daughter, she also suffered from Chiari malformation, which affects her balance sometimes, and cholestasis. I don't know how to say that stuff. Cholestasis, which causes the skin and eyes to yellow. But okay, wait a minute. So we know that the person in this video had a wobbling issue. Yo, we do know that. Um, where's the video? One sec.
5 years ago, a North Texas fitness instructor.
One sec, let's watch this real quick. Gives me a second, I need to drink water. Alright, real quick, guys. This is by CBS Texas. Right here. This is 4 minutes. I'm probably not gonna watch this whole thing. Unless I start talking. So I'm gonna start talking in a minute. I just need to drink some water. One sec, guys.
Was killed as she was preparing to teach a class in a North Texas church. Midlothian police, as of tonight, have not caught her killer, but they're not giving up hope. Last week, they did tell us that they keep getting tips, and they have hired also a retired federal agent to try to figure out what happened, the who and the why. But tonight, a bit of a different take on the Bevers investigation from a type of expert you may not have heard of. He was called in to help try to identify the killer. I-Team reporter Ginger Allen digging into the fairly new science and learning some chilling new details about this case.
When it comes to solving crimes, investigators can use a variety of physical evidence, DNA, fingerprints, and something called forensic podiatry.
Caught on camera. It's the kind of video we've seen time and time again. Suspects committing crimes in masks or disguises. But one thing they can't hide is the way they walk. And that's where forensic podiatry comes into play.
Something related to the foot or footwear or a footprint or gait, which is how somebody walks or moves generally.
By day, Dr. Michael Nierenberg runs a foot clinic in Indiana. But when he's not with patients, he's an expert witness in criminal cases across the country.
When I
Alright, so basically, like, it's interesting because you can learn a lot about how someone walks. And, depending on how they walk, you know, people walk differently. You, me, probably your friend, your brother, your sister, your mom. We probably all walk differently. What's that? I'm sipping soda. Delicious. So anyway, so the way you walk could very much conclude something, you know. So it's good to analyze that. All right, so let's try to. I want to go back to the footage real quick. Let's go here. And see how she's walking. We're gonna go back here. See, watch. We know that there's a weird walk, right? And that lady who was interviewed apparently has a weird walk. So what's up with that, right? We're gonna read more on that article in a second. We're just gonna see this walk real quick. Yeah, it'd be weird. Like, is it weird? Like, what if they had like, what if they grabbed April, they grabbed the husband, they grabbed all of them, and put them up here, right, in like a line. See, this is where the head is. What if they tested them and see which height all of them were to see if they were the exact height of this person, right? Yeah, the walk, man. A walk. Just look at the way they walk. That's what we're here for. Look at the legs. Look at the way those legs are moving. That's what we're here for. Going slow motion. 'Cause I want to really analyze the walking. I'm just doing this so that we can kind of see the footage and see exactly what we think is going on. So look how slow it is. They're looking in there. I don't know why. We don't know why. We just know they are. Um, we'll check out some comments too before we go back to the article. Just because that article's really long, it's gonna take a lot of time to go through. This has been a very productive live stream. And then we still have to go through who can buy police gear. We're going to be discussing who can buy police gear, where you can buy police gear, how someone in Texas could have gotten police gear. And we're going to look into that in a second too, so that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing at that door. I don't know. Didn't I say earlier they were trying to open it? Did they open it? Wait, was it open originally? No, it was never open. They were trying to open that door. They never did. This door was opened. I do have a feeling like because Missy Bevers was moving everything into the. So we know so far, right, is that the day before the murder, she announced she was gonna do, because of the rain, she was gonna have them bring, she was gonna bring the workout equipment inside the church, which she doesn't usually do because she did it outside supposedly before, which makes me wonder if she usually does her workouts outside. Um, this person might have not known where she would have brought her workout equipment inside the church. So that would make me suggest that there's a possibility the reason this person, he or she, is going through these doors is because they want to find out where Missy Bevers is going to be. That's what I think, at least. I think this person's looking for Missy Bevers. What I also wonder is near the end of this clip, which you'll see near the end, but I wonder, is there a possibility that I don't know the full information on this case, which is why if anyone has any details about this case or has done research on this case or knows anything about this case, you want to share it with me so we can share with the viewers and get everything correct, feel free. But I want to know why Missy Bevers I want to know, like, so like near the end, I want to know if Missy Bevers was like frightened and she knew where she was, and before she was murdered, if she was trying to run away and hide, or if she had no idea and she was surprised when she was murdered. Like, was she surprised when she was murdered, or did she know a minute at least beforehand that, oh, someone's coming for her and she needs to run? Like, did she have an opportunity where she knew what was going on, or was it no, she had known nothing, and at the end here of this surveillance video, you're going to see that this person is breaking into the wall, and I want to know if that wall that they broke into is a room in which she was before she died, and that's how they got in. I'm not saying that's the case, but I'm curious about what this stuff being broken soon is. But all right, yeah. See, it's still on that door, and we're playing on we're playing on slow motion because we're just trying to see the legs, the footing again. So for anyone just joining us, we're just looking at the footing in slow motion and trying to see what we think about these motions. This is like, do we think this is an injured leg? Do we think Do we think it's from a surgery? Do we think this is temporary? Do we think this is a permanent condition that this person's walking like this? Um, leave your if you think anything about it, leave your comments below, and we'll see what people think. And she just looking through those doors like he or she. I keep saying she, but they're looking through those doors. To me, they look like they're just curious, but not surprised. I don't think they're shocked. I think they're just curious because they look at it's like a walkable little room. Is it maybe a closet? I don't know what that is. If anyone goes to this church, because I know there's 18,000, 20,000 residents in Texas, in that town. If you're from this town and you go to this church, what is in those doors? And they open them and walk away, so they're done there. Was that intentional, you think, that they left those doors open to block the camera's view? But I don't know, because they don't seem to care much about the cameras. Wait, what was that shadow on the floor? Where the black? What's that black? That them? Wait, I see the walking. The walking. The walking. Was that them? They're stepping in. I can see their foot. They're stepping in. Their foot's still right there. Oh, that's their feet. They're going into another room right here. They're going into another room. That's them going into another room. It's gotta be. Um, they walked in there. You see right here? This is where they start hitting and all these crumbs come down. They come through this way. Alright, they come through this way. And see they're swinging, watch. They start swinging over here, why? There's gotta be a reason for it, right? Look. Like, what's in that angle that we can't see? Because look at... It's like this is just a straight wall, right? So they just lined up against the wall? Look, do they back up? Or is that a doorway? Look, look. I don't know what's in their hand right there. Is there a way to like take this video and like make it 4K? Is there softwares that do that? I need to know, guys. Guys, if you know any softwares that I can take this footage and like try to HDify, like, you know what I mean? Like just make it the resolution better? Because, like, what's that item? I really need to know. Yeah, what's that white item right there? And look at, they're breaking this. He or she is swinging, and look at, it's breaking crumbs. It's breaking a lot of crumbs. Like, they're clearly trying to access through the wall here, right? Is that just me? I mean, that gotta be an old church. Look at everything shaking. Look, it's like they break through and they're coming through. Look, they're going right through now. Look, are they crawling through? Or are they just gonna, like? There's their legs. Where do their legs go? How do their legs move out of there? Just stop there. Why is the video still? Why is the footage end in the weirdest ways? No, they crawl. It looks like they're moving upwards. They're crawling up into that hole they broke. I don't know. Alright, so again, if anyone with information, they're asked to contact the tip line 972 775 7624. You can also remain anonymous by contacting the County Crime Stoppers. Alright, here, for everyone that's trying to be anonymous, 972 937 7292. For anyone that didn't know, there's a $150,000 award for anyone with information that can lead to the arrest of the person who did this. So if you're looking to make some quick cash, if you're broke, give us the information we need and we can bring this person to justice and you can get your money. So let's do this. Alright, anyways, now that we watched this again, we went over this. It's been a journey. We're gonna get into finding out who can purchase police equipment. Alright, so that's what we're gonna do now. 1 second though. I'm gonna take a quick minute and then we'll get right into this, okay? I just need a minute break. Hey guys, for anyone just joining us, please like, comment, subscribe. It means the world to me, and it really helps out this channel, and it's also helping out with this case. So please like, comment, subscribe if you can. I'll be right back. I just need a quick minute. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. It really will help. 1 second. So this is where the church, this is where the murder took place. Remember, it's like a 7-minute drive from where that store was that person was in. We're gonna get back to this article in a minute. This is just we're doing a lot here. And I'm new to this, so this is a lot for me. Give me a second, guys, and we'll get right back into it. Alright, guys, I'm gonna take a couple minute break. I'll be right back. I'm gonna keep the live going. I'll let you know when I'm back. Alright, hey guys, I'm back. Okay, so where was I? So we know about the dog blood. We know about where was I? I kind of forget where I was, but I do want to. Oh, here I was. So we were talking about April had that balance. So we're gonna start here. She answered the. Alright, hold on one sec. She answered the detective's questions about her Pinterest and Facebook accounts, her current pregnancy, her former fiance, her plans to adopt her daughter to a family who could care for her, her attendance at Camp Gladiator, and her living situation. She doesn't recall them asking about her mother's Ultima, though. She says she believes the photos of it appeared in the Facebook groups after she spoke with Midlothian police. The detective did ask her to walk back and forth and measure her height before she left the police station. A month later, Midlothian police officer Mark Holton sent an email to a particularly aggressive web sleuth named Tracy Aguero. I can tell you the picture of the suspect's eyes is not anything law enforcement put out there. The origin is unknown, and this is just something put out there by someone who thought it would be funny, he wrote. The eyes of the suspect, the color, or gender. So again, the information you sent me is of no value to this investigation. So I suggest you quit targeting Sandoval. We have talked to her and cleared her. Aguero claims she listened to Midlothian police. She discussed the case with other web sleuths, but information didn't always stay contained in the Facebook groups. In a post which was screenshot and spread elsewhere, she said, I want to again be very clear that MPD told me that they brought her in and questioned her and cleared her. Since that time, I have not been digging like this, and this was all before the date when they were seeking help from the public. Disclaimer, I am not in any way saying that this person has anything to do with the case at all whatsoever. You are free to draw your own conclusions. Then she listed more than a dozen signs of possible motives that included that April looks very disturbed and sad, is notably lonely. Assistant Police Chief Kevin Johnson and the Midlothian Police Department are buried in social media tips. So that was it. They just said they cleared her, and that was that. But she did have a weird walk, etc. They cleared her. Um, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing here. Stan Moore, a 64-year-old church elder, seems nervous to discuss the last year's murder case. His hand trembles as he speaks. What we have decided to do as a church is stay out of all that. Moore says the police investigators are doing their jobs, but we're saying let them do what they need to do. Let's not get in their way. Moore says the church has taken extra precautions, but doesn't want to delve into exactly what steps they've taken. Well, I hope they got 4K cameras in every location. April is also worried that the killer is still out there. After a Sunday morning church service at another church in Midlothian Finish, she meets with other friends that she made from the Missy Bevers Facebook groups who are sending out what they call a tweet storm to raise awareness with media outlets and others that Bevers' killer still hasn't been caught. I feel like my thing is, don't catch me up on this, but yo, in these Facebook groups, right? In these awareness groups, don't murderers usually like to keep up to date on what's happened in their cases and stuff? I swear to God, if you're a murderer and you haven't been caught, you gotten away with something, wouldn't you always want to at least check on those groups and everything? So my question is, wouldn't it be smart to keep tabs on the Facebook groups too and check who are members of them and etc. Like, should the feds be doing that, right? Like, keeping track of the Facebook groups and who's in them and who's like, what if there's someone in that Facebook group who's like in it, right? And then they leave, and then they're coming back to it, and then they're leaving again. Like, what if that, like, that would be suspicious, right? Like, or what if there's like a fake account that's in the group, you know, like, I don't know. Or what if it's someone that's a heavy poster in the group? Like, sometimes people like I've heard of stories of where murderers will stay friends with the family of the people they killed, and even though they won't tell them they're the murderer, they'll still hang out with them, act friendly, and act like nothing ever happened, even though they'll be the straight up killer. Like, it's evil stuff, man. But yeah, no, I feel like that could be a possibility, you know. Let's see. She hadn't heard much of social media since the detective sent. This is about April, I think. She hadn't heard much of social media since the detective sent the email clearing her. In August 2016, someone sent her all the supposed evidence that had been gathered against her by social media sleuths, but the further of what occurred had faded into memory until a couple of weeks ago. Well, that's weird. So okay, April says she received screenshot of an email from a girl to a detective whose name had been blotted out. On a similar note, I did make contact with the girl that worked with April for a time over the summer, she wrote in December 2016. So remember, this happened, this murder was April 2016, so this is December, April, March, January, February. Sorry, my brain. So this happened in April, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So that's 8 months later. So a girl that worked with, so on a similar note, I did make contact with a girl that worked with April for a time over the summer. So she wrote in the December 26, 2016 email. So 8 months later, emphasize eight. So 8 months later, um, they made contact, right, in this email. We messaged back and forth, and she's now downplaying the very things that, according to her, were very significant when she brought them up a few months ago, and she doesn't seem at all willing to speak with law enforcement. Okay, we messaged. So why? Why wouldn't you want to be willing to speak with law enforcement about a murder? So these are all questions we need to ask, all right? So the reason I'm going over all these articles and we're reading into the maps and everything, we're doing this for her, man. So I need you guys to subscribe. I need you guys to share this content. And I need you guys to do it for me. And what you guys can do too to help me is let me know, like, oh, do I need a better microphone? Do I need to talk differently? Do I need to slow down? Do I need to speed up? Like, what can I do to make myself sound clear, more better, more something that you guys want to listen to? You know, I'm going to work with you guys and on this case. This is going to be a case we're going to be looking at for a while until we can, you know, hopefully get to the bottom of it. So, still a lot of work. And your subscribe, that little subscribe that you guys give me, literally helps me more than you guys could realize, because this is a lot of research for me. Like, I'm not looking up how to do this, you know? I'm literally Googling and sitting here analyzing this case through articles, videos, and etc. So this is my own work. So let me know what I can do for you guys, dude, to make this good. Alright, one sec. Let me make sure I'm still connected. I'm bad, guys. I'm just technical difficulties, making sure everything's working. So, anyways, all right, we're gonna go back here. So yeah, why wouldn't you want to talk to law enforcement, right? That's what I want to know. All right, she couldn't figure out why a girl was discussing against. My bad. Here, one sec. She couldn't figure out why a girl was discussing her again after a detective claimed that she'd been cleared. A girl says a detective asked her for her files and claimed her new theory about the killer didn't involve April. Police wouldn't verify if a detective reached out to her for her files. April says she contacted police about a girl, and Detective Cody Moon replied in message to save everything to back up April's claims of harassment. So she sent him the screenshot of the email where her name first appeared. Let's see. This wasn't the first time she reached out to police about social media, targeting her as a possible killer on Facebook. The last detective told her stay off it, but it was hard to ignore the urge to defend herself online. That's the reason why she says she shared Moon's email online to prove that she was indeed talking with police about Aguero. Moon somehow found out and responded, "Do you want my help? You called for our help, correct? Why do you think posting my email to social media is helping? That seems more like stirring the pot and adding fuel to the fire. I am more than willing to help you, but will not tolerate the drama and antagonizing." Like, why is there so much drama about this murder? How can a murder like, why are people this dramatic about it? Like, how is this so much going on about it, dude? There's groups, there's people fighting, like, this is not, like, what do you guys think about all this? Make sure to go back and, check out what we've been talking about for the last hour, because you don't want to catch up to what I'm talking about, man. This is what we've been talking about. It's pretty crazy here. Alright, so that's the reason why she says she shared Moon's email online to prove that she was indeed talking with police about a girl. Moon somehow found out and responded, "Do you want my help? You called for my help, correct? You..." Alright, we read that. I'm not even gonna... She apologized. "I will see what I can do about getting her to stop the slander." Moon wrote, "I am not in contact with her. Another investigator is. The bad thing is there isn't much we can do about social media. People can say whatever they want about whenever they want nowadays. I would still like to meet with you, so let me know a date and time when you could get childcare, please. In the meantime, try to ignore it," he added. "Don't play into the trash talking on social media. It's put a damper on the investigation and caused headaches for us." Exactly. Like, guys, why is this drama is not going to get the case done? Just, if you're not involved, you're not involved. Simple. Um, I think personally, if I wasn't involved, I would just shut up about it. If I knew there's conspiracy theorists out there, sure, I just let them talk. If I knew I was innocent, stay innocent. But you fighting back with the conspiracy theorists, only it puts a damper on the investigation for what's really going on. So, okay. So in the meantime, try to ignore it, he added. Don't play into the trash talking on social media. It has put a damper on this investigation, caused headaches for us. At the end of the day, I have 3 precious girls who have lost their mother. But the only thing everyone on social media cares about is getting their opinion out there and arguing. But what about my kids? April now asks. How can you meet at a gas station, but you have time? I don't get that. I feel like April's being weird or difficult. What do you guys think about this woman, April, man? What do you guys think about her? I want to know what y'all thoughts about this woman is. Sorry, she hasn't met with Moon yet. She says she doesn't have time to meet with him with her kids because she works until the late afternoon. Then has to pick up her kids from daycare. She can ask her parents to watch them. She offered for Moon to come by the gas station to chat, though it is hard to find privacy at a gas station when customers seem to flow in and out. I mean, if you have enough time to meet up at a gas station, how do you not have enough time to, like, meet anywhere else? Like, just by having enough time to meet at a gas station. Like, I feel like she's being difficult, right? Is that just me? Am I overthinking it? Alright, let's keep going. Standing in front of Midlothian Police Department, the assistant police chief reiterated that April is not a suspect, that they don't have a suspect. They still don't know if the mass killer in the makeshift SWAT gear was a man or a woman. They're simply retracing their steps in investigation, going over facts and searching for new ones to see if they can find that innocuous piece of evidence. I feel like I need to get an attorney, April says. That's how they end the article. They end up by saying, I feel like I need to get into... They show April's quote. That's... By the way, guys, so you're not confused, Sandoval, that's April's last name. That's why I keep saying April. So I feel like I need to get an attorney, April says. Like, that's how they end the article. They're basically like, yeah, let's make her look guilty, I guess. Like, I mean, is she guilty? I don't know. Maybe. She did have that walking issue, right? Alright, so... It's a picture of the church. Right here. This is the church, and this is the map of the church. This is the church. This is also the same church. This is just the maps. Okay. So you guys can have an idea of what we're dealing with. And I'm gonna open image, new tab. So this is where it happened. This is where that horrific crime took place. They have, it's called Creekside Church. They got parking all around. The parking is, the killer could have parked anywhere up front. All around. They have the worship center, the offices. They have the preschool, and they have an, I guess, a area for teens. So this is where it happened. And now here's the map. And again, wherever that footage is that they couldn't find of that Nissan Altima, that is over here. So it's in, from according to maps right now, it's a 7-minute drive to get there. And there, I mean, this is a highway. We can't, if we're talking, and this is during right now. So, like, the time right now is different than what time it would be during the murder. Because the murder was at 4 or 5 a.m. Her body was found at 5 a.m. She was last seen on surveillance footage at around 4:20 a.m., right? So, when you put that to perspective, it's about an 8-minute drive. If there was no traffic, maybe even 5 minutes. It's a 5-minute drive there and back. That's 10 minutes. You have about an hour before people show up at 5 a.m. So that's about, you know, you got 20 minutes. You got 10 minutes to get there and back. 20 minutes to commit the crime. That's 30 minutes. I mean, this is all close together, you know what I mean? Like, this crime happened nearby where all this footage happened, where the Nissan Altima was found in that parking lot. So, like, when you think about all that, it was all local. I wonder if this was the parking lot. I'm not sure. This might be the parking lot right here. It might be either this one or, wait. Or it could be over here. I don't know for certain. But I know it's somewhere around here. Is E Main Street. But, alright. So yeah, it's like an, hey, one sec, let me try to find where this, where is E Main Street? One sec. One sec. I'm gonna go here, we're gonna go here. That was SWFA Outdoors, right? See, it doesn't exist anymore. That's why it's not showing up. This is 8 though. 5840 Main Street, Texas. So when I put this address in, right? It says it's 8 minutes away. Watch. It must have closed, but look. East Main Street. 585. I guess it just doesn't exist. I'm confused. If anyone has information for me, let me know. Wait. Oh, here it is. I found it. I found it. So this is over here, right? It's a 6-minute drive to get over here. It's a 6-minute drive, guys, to get here from the church. All right. Now we're gonna go. We're gonna look up some information on the police gear because I think that's something not enough people have looked into. I mean, they've talked about it, but even Inside Edition only said like, "Oh, this is what female looks like in the gear." But did they talk about where they buy the gear? Like, how come police didn't investigate where the possibility of how they got that gear is? Because I think if we can find out where they got that gear, we can get closer to finding out who did this. Like, all right, first off, like I said before, for people just joining us, is there a possibility that the police were involved in this because someone who did this could have had access to police gear? If not, where did they get this police gear? And how many people in Texas, in that town, have police gear? Okay, because we know there's under 20,000 people in Texas, and not in the state, but in the town in which this crime took place. So, if there was around 18,000 people, 20,000 people, right? How many of them have police gear? How many of them have bought police gear? And if we trace those purchases, could we get closer to who did this crime by finding out who owns the police gear that did this crime, right? I mean, I feel like that could be useful. I know this case happened a long time ago now, so it would be hard to be like, oh, like they might not even have that gear anymore. They throw it out. Yeah, I get that, but what if we can find the receipts, man? What if we can find receipts of where this outfit came from, right? Is it just me, or is that impossible? Like that could help us. That could really help us. Um, Oops, I guess my mouth wasn't working, but yeah, now we're good. Sorry, guys. Sometimes my mouth likes to malfunction. But alright, so as I was saying, like this is just what I believe. So what we're gonna do now is, so in Texas, the state of Texas, we're gonna look up how you can get police uniforms and outfits. Okay, we're gonna look that up now. We're gonna find out. SWAT gear. We're gonna look up SWAT gear. What can we buy? What can a normal American citizen access, right? This one says SWAT. Do any of them actually say police though? Ugh. Alright. I don't see a police though. I don't see police on them. SWAT gear, police. Alright guys. I don't see how they could get the police on it. Like, could this be someone that was a police officer? Seriously, guys, I'm being dead serious. Is there a possibility whoever was connected in this was connected to police? I'm really thinking about that right now because I don't see how you can get this kind of gear. I don't see. I don't. Let's go to that video real quick. What kind of gear does it look like? Like, how? Like, look, it says police on the back. Right? Does it say anything on the front? Or black on the front, right? Only says police. SWAT gear. Police on back. They say security, but they don't say police. This one does. This one says sheriff. Oh, this one says SWAT. I don't see one that directly says police on the... Oh, wait. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So police on the back. This is just the vest, though. But do they have some... this one says sheriff. That's scary, dude. Why can people buy this, dude? Nah, for real, why can people buy this? No way that should be legal, dude. I'm sorry, but nah, I believe in like I believe in the Second Amendment, but this is like this shouldn't be allowed unless it's like only Hollywood that has access to this stuff. Like you would have to like I feel like you'd have to like have a license in movie making to be able to access this stuff. Like no normal person should be able to access this easily. Like what the like yo, come on. Unless you're in the movie business and you have like like special like licenses for this stuff to like have this, you know what I mean? Because they need to have like I feel like just to own this, you should be put on a list. Like there should be a list that says who owned this. Like you can legally own this, and it can say sheriff, but only if you know you're on a list that says like all right, you own this, and you know like this is like what the fuck. Like excuse my language, but I have to emphasize like why the fuck can someone buy this? Like what the fuck, dude? Again, excuse my language, but we need to emphasize this because, like, whoa, this says police. So, like, all right, so what we're trying to do here is find out how someone could get access to this in a state of Texas. So, clearly, any of these could be purchased and sent to Texas. That's simple enough. But my thing is the police department not able to look up who bought something like this? You know what I mean? Like. I don't know. Is there no way to figure that out? I want to identify that. Like, where did they get this outfit, right? That's what matters to me is where they get this outfit, how. We need to know the receipts on that. Because even here, I'm getting options, right? I'm getting some pretty bad options, scary options, right? Especially if you were a mass shooter. Like think about it. If you're a mass shooter and you tried to, you know, hide in this gear, that's scary, dude. You know, you could trick somebody. That's scary. That's not right. It's not right. It's really not. Um, Again, I think people that make movies should have access to this, but that's it. You know, oh, look at that. It says police. Rescue Task Force. That's crazy, dude. So I don't think it's like super easy to get this stuff, but like I think it's easy enough. Which is dangerous. You know, we're spreading awareness by showing this, you know. What the fuck? Excuse my language, but look at this. This is sketchy. Alright, we got the gist of that. So yeah, I hope the police could maybe look more into that. Maybe they'd find something by looking more into those type of receipts. You know, anything to do with that, but I don't know. All right. Um. All right, guys. 1 second. I realized I ADHD'd out and I muted myself for no reason. So anyways, yeah. So we went through a lot of stuff here today. Yeah. So we got this is the area where it happened. Okay. You know, this is around the vicinity of where it took place. One sec. Oh. So, you know, took place around here. But anyways, this is it here, right? And there happens to be a lot of YouTubers who's covering this, so we're gonna dive more into this later. We're gonna talk a lot more about it. We're gonna check out some of these videos, check out what's going on with this channel. I mean with these channels and what they have to say. We're going over a lot of cool stuff, so I'll be back at it. But it's been about 2 hours, so I think I need a break from all this, and I might play some video games shortly. I'm just kind of getting tired of talking about all this because it's just been a long time. This is my first time going for like 2 hours just talking, so I'll be back. We're gonna talk more about this stuff. Stay tuned. Make sure to check out the first. For anyone just joining in, make sure to check out the past 2 hours because we went over some really juicy stuff, and hopefully it'll bring light to this case, and that would be awesome. So please, thank you. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, because when you do that, you're actually helping engage, and just one like makes it so other people will end up seeing this in their feed. It just means the world. Not only does it mean the world to me, but it helps bring light to this case, and hopefully we can solve this case. So thank you. Thank you all for watching. See you guys later. Bye-bye.